In this video, I'm going to be talking about my current hair loss prevention protocol and hair regrowth protocol, I guess you could say. And I want to make this video because I want to be as transparent as I possibly can about this situation, because a lot of men go through this, and on average every 2 to 3 men go through suffering some amount of hair loss to some degree, whether it's mild, moderate, or significant, okay? Now, the worst part about it is, in every man's case, we don't really know the perfect indication of how severe our hair loss would be if we just didn't do anything about it, right? Because in other words, if we did, we probably wouldn't do much about it if it was only very mild, right? So it kind of leads you to question like, all right, let me just leave it as is, but if I do, then what if I go too far gone and then I can't revive that? And we're pretty much screwed as men here, okay? It's not easy for us. I'm 22 years old, and I believe that maybe it was just subconsciously assuming and coming up with things and imagining things, I don't know. But I felt like I was maybe losing a little bit of hair when I turned 20 years old. I don't know. So the first thing I did was Minoxidil. I did Minoxidil. That is the first thing I implemented. I said, okay, Minoxidil's responsibility is to promote hair growth and stronger, thicker hairs, right? And I said, okay, well, if I'm losing hair, let me promote hair growth by implementing a hair growth supplement, right? The thing about Minoxidil here, I've been using it now for 2 years, is that once you start, you can't stop. So you're pretty much a slave to it. So I'd be pretty cautious on if you want to do it or not, and how severe your hair loss is for you wanting to do it to begin with. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying it's bad or vigorous or difficult to even implement in your daily routine, because honestly, you can do once or twice per day. I do once in the morning and once at night. And I do 1 milligram each time. Did I say 1 milligram? Did I really just say 1 milligram? I meant to say 1 milliliter. I'm a fucking retard, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. Each time I use it, and it's really simple. All I do is I grab it like this. I administer the product in this little tube here, and then I just go like this. Oh, let me go forward. I go like this. I literally just put it like this, right here, since it's the morning for me right now. Ba, 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 ba. And then I squeeze the last little bit out. That's what she said. I squeeze the little bit that's left out, and then I pretty much massage my scalp like this, just a little bit. Nothing like vigorous or excessive or aggressive here. Just very lightly massage it, and essentially that Minoxidil will get absorbed through my scalp here, and it essentially increases blood flow into the scalp, which helps promote hair growth. And blood flow is essential for promoting hair growth, because blood flow is what keeps things alive, people. Like, do you not understand this? I wouldn't say I relatively just started using it. It's been a couple months now, but it's kind of on side and on par with the usage of Minoxidil, which can actually help promote the product's efficacy about 1.5 to 2x, almost 2 times more of the results is micro needling, okay? There's different variations of micro needling. So there is the micro stamp here, or the derma stamp, I guess you could say. So we have the derma roller, okay? The derma roller, which, I mean, the name itself is self-explanatory. Then we also have the derma stamp, which essentially has these little micro needles that come out of the little flat surface there. And there's an adjustable number right here. Probably can't see it that good, but yeah, I do it up to 1.5, which is the safest and proven amount, maximum wise, in terms of like the most amount of length you want to use in terms of these little needle devices. This one personally is like, this is the first thing I bought. It's like the cheapest. You could get, honestly, a derma rolling device for like $5 on Amazon or something. So I use a derma roller. Don't really use it anymore. I more so use this now, just because of the fact that this one's adjustable from 0 millimeters all the way up to 3 millimeters. I never use 3, but I go up to 1.5, okay? And for anybody out there who hasn't derma stamped or derma rolled before, I would start with 0.5, then in a couple weeks build up to 1 millimeter, and then in a couple weeks build up to 1.5, and just keep it at there. I do this on my scalp once per week. Essentially what this does is it makes micro, oh my God, what is in my throat? Essentially what this does, and especially if you use 1.5 millimeter, which is the deepest I personally would recommend you go for, is it makes some little micro punctures into your scalp, which sends blood flow to the area, and more blood flow means more nutrients, means it's more alive, okay? We're not killing our hairs over here, man, because essentially the whole point is that the reason why hair loss even starts to begin with is because our body produces a thing called testosterone, which I'm sure all of you fucking know what that is, okay? Now, testosterone makes estradiol, which also makes estrogen, but it also makes DHT. DHT is derived from testosterone. Now, DHT is responsible for male characteristics such as beard growth, body hair, you know, wanting to nut in bitches, let's fucking be honest here. But the problem is the negatives of DHT is they go to your scalp and essentially imagine like a portal of like just blood cells just going to a hair follicle, right? Let's just have an imagination here. Imagine this is like a tube of blood flow and your scalp's like right here, you know what I'm saying? The DHT surrounds that tube and it kind of just cuts off the circulation until your hairs get fucking weaker and weaker and weaker, then get thin like this one right here, and they go from fucking this to then bald. And then you look like fucking Joe Rogan. And then what the fuck's the point at that point? You gotta kick out the problem, okay? That's the fucking main cause here, okay? So that DHT sucks after puberty. All right, DHT is the only important hormone that I'd say you really do need the most during puberty because its functions is, like I said, to build the male characteristics of the guy. And it's pretty dangerous if you try to block that hormone DHT during the stages of puberty because DHT is also responsible for growing your thing downstairs, you know what I'm saying? Your Johnson that makes it bigger, that develops and grows and gets bigger and thicker and longer, like fucking Johnny Sins, or at least we all hope to be, but we never end up being in that fucking length or size anyways. But yeah, that's the responsibility of DHT, especially during the times of puberty. And if you have a DHT blocker, you're prohibiting the growth of your fucking Johnson possibly, okay? It's not guaranteed, but I mean, it's kind of like yin and yang, you know, it just makes sense. If you're prohibiting the thing that needs to be used in your body to grow, it would be stunted to some degree. Am I wrong? So that leads me up to the next thing here, finasteride. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm using finasteride, which is a 5-alpha reductase inhibitor, which inhibits the production of DHT by about approximately 70%. So I'm not inhibiting DHT to its full capacity and completely slowing it down and stopping it all the way. I probably have around 25 to 30% of DHT production in my body systemically still, but that really stops DHT from, I mean, in most cases, honestly, I mean, they've done a lot of studies on this and it stops hair loss in most men in approximately like 85%. Now the other 15 to 20% still see a progression of hair loss, but significantly slower. But I think it's safe to say that I might be the one that it would probably halt, right? Because in most cases it does halt, right? I mean, they have other drugs and medications such as dutasteride, but dutasteride is literally fucking finasteride on steroids, for God's sakes. Instead of it inhibiting 70% of your DHT, it inhibits 98%, almost 100% of your DHT. Now, there is a lot of skeptical commentary on taking finasteride because finasteride inhibits a hormone in your body called DHT, and that hormone is responsible for things such as having an erection and a sex drive. So Kevin, have you had any side effects? How long have you been on finasteride, and what have you seen taking finasteride? Well, this is approximately 3 weeks that I've been on finasteride now, and have I had side effects? I can't say I have, but maybe I did. Maybe in the first week, but I'll explain more of that in my 90-day finasteride transformation, which is probably going to come out in 2.5 months from now, because I am currently documenting that. If I were to give advice to anybody out there, right? So far, this is everything I'm doing to completely fix my hair here and like stop it from fucking just falling out. I would recommend personally stopping it at its natural root and taking something like finasteride. Because my mistake, I wouldn't really say it was a huge mistake, but my mistake was that I took something like Minoxidil initially, and that's not stopping the cause, but masking it more so, because all I'm doing is promoting hair growth and trying to promote thicker, fuller looking hair follicles. But, you know, it's kind of like you're going one step forward and two steps back, and you don't know yet because you're just kind of slowing down that recession to the point to where you'll just notice one day where you're like me, oh, what the fuck? I think I'm losing my fucking hair, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't recommend that personally. What I have noticed taking finasteride though, 3 weeks in, is my hair has gotten significantly fucking worse. I'd say what I noticed was hair loss. It is 2 times worse now on finasteride than right before taking finasteride. And this is normal. And I gotta fucking tell you, man, I'm shedding like a dog. It's fucking insane. Literally, I have a video I'll show you guys right now. I shedded over fucking 70 hairs in the shower. I've never lost that many hairs in a single moment. I mean, what the fuck, dude? You know, it's normal to shed 50 to 100 hairs and drop 50 to 100 hairs in a day, but in a 10-15 minute sitting, it's fucking insane. And I'm noticing it because I'm in my room right now, and I mean, I see hairs all over the fucking place. When I'm working on my laptop, I just see hairs dropping on my computer. People get scared because they look at the side effect profile that is a possibility when taking medications such as Propecia, finasteride, dutasteride, whatever. And the most concerning ones is erectile dysfunction, libido changes as in decreased libido, or cognitive malfunctions such as like brain fog, or mood changes, or depression, or thoughts of wanting to like just end your life, like crazy shit like that, right? But the truth is, guys, is that's literally only 2-3% of all users who indulge in taking this. It's not a lot. And I know if you're a fucking hypochondriac like myself, believe me, I am, you'll think, oh my God, like this is fucking, I don't know, man, I might get it. Because I thought like that when I first started taking it. And I actually started feeling like all those fucking side effects like immediately. And then I stopped giving a fuck and it went away. It literally went away because it doesn't fucking exist. And you don't worry about it, man. Don't fucking worry about it. I just got to the point where I started taking it saying, I don't give a fuck what happens to me. I'm gonna take it, and if I feel something, I won't even notice because I don't give a fuck. And I just stopped feeling things, and I have no side effects whatsoever. Completely fine. All the way. If I haven't already, I mean, look at the fucking pictures. This is a picture of me while on finasteride, and a picture of me before taking finasteride. And my hair looks significantly worse, right? Because of the shedding phase. And that's a very common thing that can happen, especially if the drug is being very effective in your case scenario. What you want is that you'll look worse before you'll look better. I'm doing this journey not only for myself, but for other people on the internet, because I don't see a lot of YouTubers personally journalizing their finasteride or Propecia in general transformation or experiences, and I wanted to be one of those people, and I didn't want to bullshit you guys, and I didn't want to sugarcoat it, Yeah, I want to make update videos on newer routines and newer things I'm implementing in my hair loss journey here, because I want to help people out there. I want to help men that are insecure about their hair falling out and thinning out and fucking receding, and I want to help all of you guys, you know what I'm saying? And I guess the best advice I could give right now is that if you notice even the most minimal sight of hair loss or hair thinning or whatever, you need to fucking act on it, because the sooner you act on it, the more you'll keep and regrow. In my case, it's safe to say I've acted on it pretty soon, as my hairline has not receded. But, and just for you guys to wonder here, the reason why I have like little dark black hairs here in the front, but that are so much smaller than these hairs, is because I usually get a fucking tape line. I'm never doing that again, because I just noticed it looks fucking stupid when it grows in like this. It looks like a fucking birthmark on the front of my head. It looks dumb. So that's not what I'm talking about when it comes to hair loss. But yeah, I mean, the thinning right here is very noticeable, it's very noticeable, and it's, you can see through my scalp as of before, pitch black, and you couldn't see shit, and that's what I want again. But yeah, it's your boy Kevin Diaz from Crew Aesthetics, and We're out, baby. Peace out. See ya.